Maggie. So do I need to re-log here? What am I doing?
I see you're connected. I think it's just that we haven't called roll maybe? Does that look good and normally does?
Did I? Normally they show connected. Am I on the?
Yep.
Okay, we'll see.
Miss Carol, you were connected, right? Huh? You were connected, right? Everyone. Oh.
Waiting for some hookups.
2 more minutes. Work. This is gonna be a short meeting though, babe.
It's going to be short.
People aren't even sitting down.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Oh, you let
Ted, you good in the back? Okay, we're just waiting for a couple hookups here.
Okay. We're good.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, and now we are ready. Okay, good evening. You are at a common council of the city of Wausau. It is February 11th, 6:33 p.m., City Hall, council chambers. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd ask the clerk to call the roll, please. Oops, sorry.
We have 10 voting members present and 1 excused.
No proclamations tonight. And I just have one little statement here before we get going. Hopefully we'll have a pretty short meeting. Did we have anyone sign up?
No.
Okay. So this is a topic that has come up a number of times. It comes up every term. It comes up almost every year. The city attorney has addressed it over the years. It's a common subject of former Alderman Tom Killian. And it's regarding the public comment. It's the pre-registered citizens for matters appearing on the agenda and other public comment. So that's a key word there, and other public comment. There's many things written on it out there. You can go out and Google it. You can find decisions on it. There was some consternation expressed over the last several meetings where people felt some of the public comment was should have been stifled. So what I'd like to just remind people, and if we go back, the city attorney put out a very nice memo on October 9th on the matter. It covers all the Roberts rules cover some other decisions. There's a decision, this has been tested and tried over the years. The Brown Act out of California came out of their council holding secret workshops, study sessions to avoid scrutiny of the public. So that act basically said, public comment provides an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the legislative body on any item of interest to the public. So even though we do ask and try to refrain it to items on the agenda, it can extend to other areas. And really so we can adopt reasonable regulations if the council would like to change some rules. But generally speaking, the most commonly accepted reasonable rule is the time limit. And we limit to 3 minutes here. And we try to enforce that so that it's fair for everyone. And there's a few of these handouts out there on public comment for Robert's rules. And just to highlight, again, it's an opportunity for members of the public to inform the government or their governing body about their views. Public does not participate in the discussion, so that's why we don't back and forth with the public, but it provides them input into which you can take consideration. We require, and this is another thing that came up, we require all speakers to address the remarks to the chair. That's so that the chair can control the commentary. Now, I know we have people often turn to address alders. Ideally, you as governing council members know that rule. The public doesn't always know that rule, so we'll remind them as we go. So it's best to not respond, but the chair may provide brief factual information if appropriate. And let's see, so we won't stifle someone unless we're using profanities. We have the classic fire in a theater. We're not going to tolerate
Can I call a
that.
point of order?
No, what is your point of order?
Well, I have a couple of questions for the parliamentary. First of all,
Hold on. The chair's going to overrule that. I have two more statements, and we can turn it over to the parliamentarian. So the behavioral expectations here is that we model courtesy and respect and encourage members of the public to do the same. We obviously can't control everything they do, but we try to model it. And then lastly, and this is the most important we have to think about, is the public has the right to make critical and harsh remarks. We don't have to like it,
point of
but
order.
there it is. I'm done.
I'm
at this.
appealing that, and it is about the open meeting laws, agendizing the subjects.
State your point of order, please.
That according to open meetings laws, that agendized items, I don't know that this item is sufficiently agendized. So we as a council have no idea what it's about, and this has happened a few times. And so according to open meetings, the public, past Attorney General opinion said that governmental bodies could discuss matters not specifically set forth in the meeting notice and not known to the chief presiding officer if the notice contained broad umbrella clauses such as this one is miscellaneous business. This says statement from the mayor on common council rules. But if it's not something usual, then it should be more specifically agendized.
As a reminder, the District 1 Alder asked for us to specifically read the rules for public comment at the beginning of the last meeting. So I'm addressing the rules for public comment at this point.
And this
in
is
the meeting.
about agendizing it, Mayor. It's about giving us notice. If we are asking, I'm asking you to put something more specifically than on the agenda so we know, because this has been a repetitive issue.
Point taken. Okay, point taken.
Thank you.
I'm finished with my presentation.
now can we get back to my point of order?
State your point of order.
My point of order is first of all, why are you telling us about the public comment and stuff when you're the chair? You should be controlling the room. We have no control over the room. And my second point of order is for the parliamentarian when it comes to, when I see this addressed as addressing a council as for council rules, we're a self-governing body. We don't answer to the mayor's office. We don't work for the mayor's office. And so when it comes to addressing the city council on the council rules, my question for the parliamentarian is by what authority does the mayor have to address us on our own rules? And for two, it's a two-part question. Are we going to have, my colleagues or myself going to have an opportunity to comment on this agenda item?
The chair would rule that, first off, the question is to the chair, and I'll address it to the city attorney if she so desires to jump in here. But your rules, the council rules, under the order of the meeting, does include opportunity for the mayor to offer an update. So that's where that comes from. City attorney, would you care to weigh in any further? Sure. Alder Killian.
I would like to say that I appreciated the comments that the mayor made. And the reason I appreciated them is because at not the last meeting, which I was not in attendance at, but I believe the meeting before, there were issues raised about the public commenting on things that weren't on the agenda. And it feels to me as though what the mayor is trying to do is clarify the fact that the public has a right to come to the council and bring up any kind of item that they choose to discuss. So I respectfully disagree, and I believe that the mayor was trying to do something positive, and I appreciate what he did. Thank you.
Thank you. City attorney.
Thank you. I will say two things. So when any of you make a point of order, it is up to the chair to rule on that point of order. And if you disagree, as I've pointed out to you before, with the chair's decision, then you appeal from that point of order, and then I confer with the mayor. Secondly, the mayor is correct that in your council rules, in Rule 5, there appears what's called order of business. They're very general. We follow that, call to order, the Pledge of Allegiance, presentations, so forth, comments from citizens, and then number 6 says communications and recommendations from the mayor. And it goes on, unfinished business and so forth. Clearly, our agendas, as Alder Lukens pointed out, are much more detailed than that because while we're following a general order of business, we're not always complying with the open meeting law. So Robert's rules under paragraph 41 says the term's order of business is just the order in which business is taken up in a session, and it's only talking in terms of general types or classes of business and gives only the order in which things are to be taken up. So then you need to decide, is that sufficient, just saying council rules and not saying which council rule? It does say council rules. I don't know how to answer the question of whether or not you're going to be able to respond to that. It's not agendized for discussion or interaction, but I'll leave that to the mayor if he wants to allow anyone else to comment on his statement, because it's just that statement from the mayor on council rules. So,
And
Mr. Mayor?
I would point out the driving factor of it was that there was consternation expressed in the form of personal interaction and emails fairly strongly opposing some of the speech that was happening. So I felt, let's discuss it here so you understand where I'm coming from and where all of you who chair meetings should be coming from. So another question over here with Mr. Neal. Well, I guess I don't have a problem taking questions, and we can banter this. So as long as we've already started it, Mr. Neal.
Thank you. May I address the parliamentarian?
Sure, go ahead.
City Attorney, we're talking about, the right to have public comment and to express yourself and, very broad acceptance of what that could entail. is there any sense that you could tell us and the mayor to where that might be limited in terms of abusiveness, profanity, verbally attacking individuals, anything like that, to where the chairperson can go, all right, we need you to like either change the subject or I'll ask you to sit down.
And I think you just pretty much covered the list. I think he mentioned profanity, yelling fire in a theater, or fighting words, as they'd say, personal attacks, just uncivil behavior, those types of things. It's not black and white, but it's sort of like obscenity. We all know it when we see it, right, or hear it. So again, that's up to the chair to decide if someone's crossed the line in their speech or what they're saying that asks them to keep their comments civil. I suggested that we just say at the beginning of public comment, let's remember to keep our comments civil and not attack one another or whatever he wants to say, and then tell them they've got 3 minutes. But I think you pretty much covered the list.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Mr. Gisselman.
I feel that this discussion really was out of order. I think that if the city council wants to discuss the open meetings laws, let's agendize it so that the public knows exactly that we're going to be having a discussion on the variety of discussions that has just taken place. The agendized item was the mayor's presentation. If a city alderperson wants to make a presentation at a city council meeting, I trust that's where this agenda item should come. But I think that the banter between city council, it's just my feeling that banter between city council people after a presentation like this is out of order. And if we want to talk further, it should be agendized so that the public knows exactly what this city council is about.
And Mr. Gisselman, you do make a good point, and I wasn't my intention. I let it get out of hand, and I'll honor that, and I think we should get moving on it. We should have a short meeting here, so let's get at it. Pre-registered citizens for matters appearing on the agenda and another public comment. I don't believe we have any. Okay, so we don't tonight. We have the consent agenda. I would entertain a motion on the consent agenda. We have a motion from Neil, second from Henke. Any discussion? Seeing none.
You may begin voting. Motion passes 10-0.
All right, file number, let's see, 240202. Mayor's appointments, we have no appointments tonight. File number,
Oh, okay.
and, well, actually, the individual withdrew, right. So the individual withdrew, so there is no for scheduling reasons. File number 250204 is council resolution. Well, I'll read this, and then I'll be looking for someone to read the closed session right after. Resolution approving waiver of statutory lawyer-client privilege as it relates to a response to a January 21st, 2025 open records request of Keen T. Winters regarding a verified complaint. And I have, I'm looking for a motion on, it's kind of a chicken or an egg here. We're going to take this into closed session, so we're going to need a motion on that. We're not voting twice.
So we could go into closed session, vote to reconvene into open session, and then vote on that item.
We don't need a motion here on this
No.
side. Okay. So we're going to hold the motion until we get a closed session. Any volunteers? Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you. I'll move that pursuant to Chapter 19.85, Paragraph 1, Sub F of the Wisconsin statutes, we go into closed session for considering financial, medical, social, or personal histories or disciplinary data of specific persons, preliminary consideration of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons, except where paragraph B applies, which, if discussed in public, would be likely to have a substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data or involved in such problems or investigations relating to bond counsel opinion as it relates to a response to a January 21st, 2025 open records request of Keen T. Winters regarding a verified complaint.
So that motion by Rasmussen, second by Neal.
Do you want to roll call?
We will take a roll call vote here.
Lukens,
Aye.
Martins.
Aye.
Killian. Neal.
Aye.
Gisselman.
Aye.
Rasmussen.
Aye.
Watson.
Aye.
Tierney.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Hanky.
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay, and on this one, we aren't going to have any staff in there, but we will be coming back to adjourn out here. So just alders and
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can get. Oh, no. Dave Monson out. In 2023, right?